session that you can always find your way into child's pose or even into a shavasana for these first few moments of class. Today's class is going to be pretty basic. We're just going to follow a basic Hatha flow. I'm going to restructure the sequencing of things just to be a little bit more in line with how Dr. Ladd is teaching an Hatha Yoga class, so the pranayama is at the beginning versus the end. And I wanted to just bring up the idea, I work with my niece every week, and she's 9 years old, and we've been having some yoga classes, and it started to morph into like a little mini teacher training for her. She's so good at teaching basically right back what she's hearing. But we talked this week about the word appropriation, because in our culture, in our community, in our world these days, that word is coming up a lot, whether it has to do with a religion being appropriated or a culture being appropriated or a sex even being appropriated, that we just take a minute to honor the lineage of Ayurveda, to honor the brave rishis who sat in meditation to receive or to remember this universal science. And I wholeheartedly believe that the philosophies that are coming from the Vedas are intrinsic. They are innate to all beings everywhere, even though India is where they were remembered and sort of held in this womb of continued practice and honoring. So thank you to those rishis. Thank you to India to maintaining and holding and keeping this knowledge sacred under all of the hardships that India has gone through. So thank you to that vibration that holds this wisdom for us. I also want to talk a lot about the word appropriation is coming up in our culture, and a lot of this, it's mine, it's not yours, or I'm this way, you can't be this way because I'm this way. Or it brings up a lot for me. Even recently there was the National Indigenous Day, and I thought, well, I have, ancestors that are Native American, and why don't I, honor this day and do a post about the indigenousness of myself or whatever. And I was like, no, I want to honor the allness. I don't want to continue to find in me what separates me from everybody else. I want to find in me what connects me to everybody else, while still honoring my uniqueness, right? So, this is something I want to continue to talk about. I want to bring it up on social media more. I want to engage with people more, just about the idea of not continuing to separate ourselves from each other, not using what's happening in our culture, in our society, in the news as ways to separate from each other, but more finding ways that we can come together. So that's all just to say finding strength in diversity and to honor our differences and to honor our uniqueness. All right, Nicole. We're going to start with, and by Nicole I mean everybody. It's the universal name for all y'all now. All right, we're going to start with a little bit of chanting in this class. We're going to chant the mantra Om Aim Hrim Klim Chamundaye Viche. And this particular mantra is known for being very powerful at removing negative energies, thoughts, or projections about you or to you. It's also very good at increasing our strength, and not just our physical strength, but our mental strength and our self-confidence strength. When we learn marma, which are these points on the body, in the text they talk about the original armor for the for the marma being mantra. Armor your marma with mantra. So it really creates this energetic shield. And it also helps to increase our power of buddhi, which is our discerning quality, which we need on so many levels. We need it on an energetic level, on an emotional level. We need it on a digestive level, that ability to selectively break apart and understand those parts. So Om is the universal vibration that the universe is believing to be like vibrating or humming at. The bija sound Aim connects us to Saraswati, which is the energy embodying learning, understanding plants, animals, and elements. And then Hrim is the energy of Lakshmi or abundance. And then finally Klim is the energy of Kali or destruction. It's kind of the create, maintain, destroy. These three energies embody that create, maintain, destroy. So we're going to do it just 9 times. We'll start out with one beautiful Om, and I encourage you to just settle in and sink into the sound as if you were being sounded, almost like chanting is like breathing. You can control it or not. So we're going to get into that non-control state and just let the sound come out. So take a moment to center yourself, to make sure that you're in a very comfortable seat, one that allows your spine to be nice and tall with a little bit of space in between the intercostal muscles. The shoulders are upright and gently pulled back so that your heart is shining forward. And we'll take 3 deep breaths, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Beautiful. We'll invite the next breath in for Om. Can you share the sloka on the screen for them, please? Here we go. Om. And now we begin. Om Aim Hrim Klim Chamundaye Viche. 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 Taking a few moments to feel into that subtle vibrational shift happening as we activate the molecules in the body, activating all of the marma, all of the glands, the organs, the tissues, the systems, everything awakening. Taking a moment to blink your eyes open, coming back into this space. We're going to share 2 pranayama with you this morning, both a little advanced, so go slow if you're new to them. One is Kapalabhati, the other is Anuloma Viloma, alternate nostril breath. We'll start with Kapalabhati. Kapalabhati means skull shining breath, and it specifically activates a marma on your hairline called Kapala, which helps to activate the pineal and pituitary gland. It helps to open up all of the marma in the front side of the body. And it is really well known for activating what is called our sadhaka pitta, which is an aspect of transformation that lives in both the heart and the mind, so helping us to just understand our surroundings a little bit better. And it helps us to be in the present moment. So Kapala having a relation to time. Okay, so Kapalabhati is a forceful exhalation with a passive inhalation. So you really want to snap your breath to get the exhalation out. And a few ways that you can start to experience how this feels in the body is to imagine that you're holding up a mirror and just do that, like you're fogging up the mirror sound, a real, so you get the snap in your belly. The other way to experience that is to do a little panting like a dog. So you really want to make sure that the snap happens on the exhale. And then the inhale is just kind of the body doing what it does. You'll feel your belly relax and the breath almost push or force its way back in. We're just dealing with a pressure exchange. So that's how we breathe normally. So I encourage you to give it a go. We're just going to do 2 sets of 10 rounds each. Always getting that snap on the exhale, relax on the inhale, and then it's almost like one long breath where you're just snapping each exhale out. So let's give it a try. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the journaling chat opportunities in the classroom or to email us specifically. All right, so start by just taking a full breath in through the nose. Exhale out through the nose. And then take a half breath in and begin to snap. So and on the 10th one, just long exhale out. Let the breath return to normal. Kapalabhati is a great breath to use first thing in the morning because it's so cleansing. It helps to clear out all of the nadis, which are the channels in the body. So all the way from the subtle channels of the koshas and the chakra systems, all the way to the physical channels like our digestive system, our respiratory system, and so on. So we're giving all of those a nice cleaning. Let's do a second round. So always starting with a full inhalation, really filling up and expanding your lungs. Nice long exhalation out the nose. Half breath in and begin. Let it go out. Relax the belly. And just sit observing any subtle shifts. You might feel a flush of heat to the body. You might feel a little bit of tingling or lightness across the forehead. You might just feel a little bit easier access to joy. Pranayama, as Dr. Ladd teaches, are a great way for us to continue warming up the body as we move into our postures. So the next one is Anuloma Viloma. And Anuloma Viloma means with the hair, against the hair. So we're going with gravity, against gravity, moving or balancing the Apanavayu and Pranavayu in the body. So the in and down and the down and out. Anuloma Viloma is alternate nostril breathing, so we're going to make a simple mudra with our right hand where we drop the index and middle fingers. Go ahead and close your right nostril with your thumb and inhale through the left. Close the nostril with your ring finger, open the thumb side, and exhale. Inhale on the right side. Close with your thumb. Release the ring finger, exhale out the left. Inhale left. Close and pause. Exhale right. Continue for another moment or two at your own pace. Doing your best to still breathe that 3-part full diaphragmatic breath with each inhalation. And nice long smooth exhalations out the nose. The next time you come to exhale on your left side, finish that breath, then return your hands to your lap and take 3 normal breaths in through the nose, out through the nose. Observing the settling or balancing happening in the right and left sides of the body. This helps to bring some equanimity or equality to both the moon side or the feminine side and the masculine or the sun side of the body, so that both are strong, healthy, but able to work in harmony. Let's do one more round of alternate nostril breathing or Anuloma Viloma, sitting up nice and tall. Making Vishnu Mudra with your right hand. Go ahead and close the thumb side. Inhale through the left. Close and exhale through the right. I'll be quiet. You can continue at your own pace, your own rhythm, your own tempo. The next time you come to exhale on the left, go ahead and finish that breath. And come back to a normal breath in and out through both nostrils. Good. From here, keeping the eyes closed, go ahead and transition yourself onto your hands and knees, and then back into child's pose. With your arms reached or stretched out in front of you, elbows off the floor, draw your hands up onto your fingertips and let your forehead rest on the floor for 2 breaths. Reaching out and down through your tailbone as you reach up and out through your fingertips. Giving the back the full opportunity to stretch and lengthen, to expand. Good, and then from here, go ahead and turn your head side to side a few times and just activate that Kapala Marma even further. So your forehead should be touching right at the hairline. Just a little gentle massage on the mat. Good. Go ahead and place your palms on the floor, empty the breath. And then as you inhale, come up slowly onto your hands and knees. And straighten or position your spine, making sure that your hips are underneath your knees. That your knees are underneath your hips and your palms are underneath your shoulders. We're just going to move into some really gentle cat-cow movements. So as you inhale, lower the belly, lift the chin, look up. And as you exhale, round the back, draw the tailbone and chin towards the center of the body as you push the floor away from you. Inhale, lengthen and expand across the front side. Exhale and expand across the backside. Expanding in both directions, even finding some lateral expansion, maybe doing some side bending right and left. So just moving through these 4 directions, up, down, right, left, slowly warming up the spine and all those tiny little vertebrae, tendons and muscles along the spine. So I'm going to go back and forth from cat-cow to side bending. Just feeling into what my body needs today. And it really does need some Tridoshic attention. A little more side bending. Good. All right. From here, go ahead and extend your right foot back behind you. Reach into your heel as you press the ball of the foot into the floor, stretching that calf muscle. And then shift forward, lift the back foot, and extend your left arm out in front of you. And let's just rotate the wrist and the ankle. Somehow my brain wanted to put those together like rankle. Go the opposite direction. Good, and then just reach from your fingertips to your toe tips. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, draw the elbow and knee towards the center of the body. Good. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, see if you can bring your elbow to your hip and your knee to your forehead. Inhale, lengthen. Let's do that one more time. Draw everything in, pull the belly up. Good, reach out. And then set your left hand and right knee down. Extend your left foot back behind you, pressing into your hands. Reach back through the left heel, giving that left calf a nice stretch. And then shifting forward, lifting the back leg and the right arm, and do 5 rotations in whatever direction is happening. It's hard to tell. I think they're going in opposite directions. And then go the opposite way. This is really great brain yoga. Okay, now reach fingertip to toe tip. Deep breath in. Exhale, draw everything towards the center. Inhale, lengthen. Now bring the elbow to the hip and the forehead to the knee. If it's in your accessibility this morning, one more time, reach out. Draw everything up and in. Lengthen out and set it down. All right. From here, go ahead and turn your toes under. Shift your hips back right over your heels, and then just lift the knees off the ground so that your shins are parallel to the floor. Now keep your shins parallel to the floor, but press into your hands, get some length through the body. So you have to kind of move back into this really crouching kind of position, and then lengthen the legs, send the hips up. Don't straighten your legs, just gently lengthen them so that the knee has a little bit of a bend, and start to pedal out the feet. Setting one heel down and then the other. Good. Yummy. It does feel yummy. Good. All right, then from here, lift up high onto the balls of the feet. Look forward at your hands. Press down through the base of your elbow. The base of your thumb, and then draw your elbows underneath you. And then press back. Let the head move through the arms towards the thighs. As you do that, the heels shift a little bit closer towards the floor. And then from here, walk your hands back to meet your feet. And take a hold of opposite elbows and just let your torso hang in your lap. And shake your head no. And then shake your head yes. Good. Release your arms. Bend really deeply into your legs so you're in a squat position and your whole torso is just lying in your lap. Bring your hands to the tops of the knees. Slowly start to round up. Keep your chin tucked. Legs are slowly straightening, but we're rounding up through the spine nice and slow. And the chin moving away from the chest is the last thing to happen. And from here, step your feet a little bit wider, and we'll swing out the arms. So give your heart, I'm going to try not to tap the mic, your heart and your kidneys a little tap as you swing the arms around. Beautiful. Okay, make your way up to the top of the mat. Bring your feet together. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, gather your hands together in front of your heart. And right here, just take a moment, maybe draw the chin a little bit closer to the chest, and find some gratitude not only for Surya, for the sun, but for all aspects that that energy brings us. Heat and growth and the ability to farm and grow and filter and clean water. There's so much that the sun does. There's so much that our masculine side does. We carry both energies. We just want to take a moment to honor that strength, that brilliance, that luminosity that is within all of us. Good. With an inhalation, interlace your fingers, send the palms out and up as you lift up onto the toes. Reach up in palm tree pose. Good, and then exhale your heels down, hinge at your hips and fold forward. Hands come down on either side of the feet. Take a half lift here, look forward just a little bit. And then exhale, press your belly towards your thighs. Yeah. Inhale, step your right foot way back and let your knee come down. This morning, keep your fingertips on the floor, but sink your hips, lift your chest and look forward slightly. And take a deep breath in. As you exhale, press into the back toe, lift that back knee, flatten your hands to the mat, and then step back into downward dog. And take a breath here. And then use your inhalation to draw you forward into this high push-up position. And we're going to lower the knees first, and then the chest and chin are going to come down between the palms, but the elbows need to stay tight into the ribs. Good, so as you set your chest down, now walk your feet back and anchor the pubic bone and the hip bones as you lift the head, neck, chest up. Good, exhale, release. Press up to your hands and knees, and then shift back into downward dog. From here, inhale, lift your right leg up, and then exhale, gently step it through. And now the left knee comes to the floor. On your fingertips, take a deep breath in, look forward, shift your right knee forward, and then exhale, see if you can find some weight in the hips. Good. Deep breath in. As you exhale, press into that back toe, lift that back knee, squeeze your hips together as you step the left foot forward. Exhale, empty your breath. Maybe even take a hold of the backs of the calves as you squeeze or draw your torso towards the legs. And then inhale, take the arms out and up as you come all the way back up. Exhale to your heart. Staying with the flow of the breath, interlace your fingers. Inhale, lift up onto the toes. Palm tree pose. Exhale the heels down, hinge forward at the hips. The hands come down on either side of the feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Look forward about 2 to 3 feet in front of your mat. And then exhale, press the belly towards the thighs. Inhale, send your left foot way back. Knee comes down. Look forward. Shift into your hips. So we don't want the knee to go past the toes. We just want to find this little forward action and some weight in the hips. Getting a nice stretch to the front of the left quadricep and to the back of the right hamstring. Good, now press down into this right foot, lift the back knee, and step back to downward dog. Inhale, shift forward, high push-up position, lower the knees, chest and chin as you squeeze the elbows in nice and tight. Walk your feet back, anchor the pubic bone, and lift the heart. Shoulders and shoulder blades draw back. Exhale, press up to your hands and knees, and then into downward dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, step it through. Right knee comes to the floor. Look forward, sink into your hips. But don't let the left knee kind of fall out. We want to keep some strength in the inner thigh, so squeezing the legs together. On an exhale, press into that back toe and step the right foot forward. Empty the breath as you gently pull the torso towards the thighs. And then inhale, finding lightness in the body, coming all the way up. Reach up, look up. Exhale to your heart. Again, interlace. Follow the breath up as you inhale, finding lightness in the body. Lifting up off the heels. Exhale, hinge forward. Hands either side of the feet. Halfway lift. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, belly to thighs. Inhale, step your right foot back, knee comes down, and inhale, swim the arms up overhead. I don't know what's happening, Nicole. Reach up through your fingertips, and then exhale into wide elbows. Good, drawing the shoulder blades down together, and then inhale, reach up through the fingertips. Exhale, open wide across the chest as you draw the elbows down and back, almost like you were going to bring them together behind you. Good, one more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, draw the elbows down to the floor and step back into downward dog. This time, inhale, shift yourself forward and then bend into your elbows just a little bit as you shift the hips to bring the knees down, and then release the tops of the feet. Slowly roll down onto the tops of your thighs, pubic bone, hip bones, resisting gravity with your triceps as you sort of back into baby Bhujangasana. Your hands should be right by your low ribs, lifting from the head, neck, and chest, anchoring into your pubic bone. Take another breath here. Good. This time, turn the toes under, lift your knees and thighs off the floor. Take a deep breath in, and on an exhale, squeeze your belly and press up and back to downward dog. Beautiful. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, gently step it through. Left knee comes to the floor and the arms come up overhead. Now inhale, reach up through your fingertips, press down through your right foot. Exhale, draw the elbows open wide across the chest. 2 more times. Inhale, reach up, keep your legs active. Exhale, draw the elbows down. Again, inhale, lift up. Elbows come out and down to the floor. Lift that back knee, step to the front. Empty the breath as you gently pull the torso towards the thighs. Good, release and lift. Arms go out and up, reach up to look up. Exhale to your heart. Following the breath, interlace and inhale, rise up onto those toes. Feeling very stable in our legs. Exhale to hinge forward, coming all the way down. Halfway lift, nice deep breath in, looking 2 feet in front of your mat. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands and step your left foot back. Lower the knee down. Good. Inhale, take the arms up overhead, and then exhale, pray your hands right in front of your heart, and then twist to look out over the right knee. And so we're just getting a little extra action in our Surya Namaskar. So doing your best to keep your palms in front of the heart and gently looking back over that right shoulder. Good. Release and bring your hands to the floor and shift back to downward dog. Again, inhale, shift yourself forward, bend into the elbows, release the tops of the knees, the tops of the feet, and slowly curl down, accessing your triceps, coming into baby Bhujangasana. Exhale, strong legs, so lifting the knees and thighs off the floor. Coming up into a half push-up position, and then exhaling back into downward dog. Inhale, take the left leg up. Exhale, step it through. Bring your right knee to the floor. Good. Inhale, the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands right in front of your heart, and then twist to look over your left knee. Good. Hands hopefully staying, somewhere in between the shoulders. And we'll go ahead and look back over that left shoulder and take a deep breath in. Good. Release your hands to the floor. Press into that back foot, lift the back knee, squeeze the hips together, step to the front, and empty the breath as you gently pull the torso towards the thighs. Inhale, finding lightness in your body. Reach up, look up, and exhale to your heart. Beautiful. From here, just step your feet apart, rest your hands at your sides. And just rest in Samastitihi, this stable, mountain-like position. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes a little bit. And even in this standing position, just turn your head right and left. Look to each side 3 times. Good. And then with your gaze forward, unlock your knees and take 2 more breaths. Good. From here, step your feet together, and we're going to come back to Anuloma Viloma. So making this mudra with your right hand, this Vishnu mudra. This is alternate nostril breath. So go ahead and close your right nostril. Inhale through the left. Exhale through the right. A little deeper, a little bit more forceful. Inhale through the right. Exhale through the left. Good. 2 more times. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Beautiful. Release your hand. Hands come to the waist. And we're going to move into our balancing posture, starting with Vrikshasana, tree pose. So go ahead and bring your right foot either onto the ankle, to the calf, or to the upper inner thigh, but never on your knee. Good. And as you position your foot, allow your gaze to focus on something specific. Maybe it's a speck of dirt on the floor, maybe it's an aspect of a painting, maybe it's your computer screen, but fix your gaze, hold your gaze, tie or anchor your gaze to that point, and then bring your hands together in front of your heart. Continue to feel this communication happening with the bottom of your foot and your inner thigh. So you want to activate the thigh muscle, drawing the kneecap up, and then press your right foot into the thigh. So there's like this little hug happening between them. Make sure your knees aren't locked, and then take the hands up overhead. And just reach up through the fingertips, nice wide arms, gaze is still fixed. Good, and then bring your hands back together, down in front of your heart. And we're going to release this foot, but keep the knee up. And then reach back for the inner portion of your right foot. So we're going to come into Nataraj Asana, King Dancer pose. And just place your hand on your heart and start to shift forward. So as you hinge at the hips, you want to press your foot into your back hand. Oh, getting tired talking too much. Left hand's on your heart. You're doing beautiful, Nicole. Keep kicking that right leg up. Keep your hips squared towards the mat, though. You don't want to roll open. And then if it feels comfortable, you can extend that left arm out in front of you. Just find a little bit of fortitude, a little bit of focus here. And then release and gently come out. Shake out your legs. I'm sure you need to. I love balancing postures, especially in my morning practice, because it really gives me a gauge at how well I'm going to be able to balance my day. If I fall first thing in the morning and I immediately get like, this is going to suck, then my day tends to flow that way. Or I see that in my day, if I lose my balance in something, I'm not as able to be cheery and to let it go. But if I've practiced some good attitude and not, I could still fall, but as long as I can maintain a positive attitude, that carries forward into my day. So I fall off my bike or I fall out of communication with a friend, and I can just handle it much better if I've managed my balances in my practice a little bit better. And I mean that purely with emotion and mood. Okay, so shifting to the right foot now. Go ahead and take your left foot. You want to try to put it in the same position that you did on the first side, but you always will find that when we do the second side of any posture, there's always more expansion. Hands together in front of your heart. Activating the right quadricep, so drawing that kneecap up, pressing the left foot into your right thigh. Those two are having a little hug. And then go ahead and send the arms up, nice wide arms, reaching up through the fingertips. Take another breath or two here. And just realize that any wobbling that's happening, it's like all those muscles in your ankle are just getting stronger. Good. Okay, now we're going to bring the hands together and down. Release that knee forward, and then take your foot back. We're going to take a hold of the inner part of the foot, not the outer part. Bring the knees together. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, you want to kick your left foot back into your hand and start to hinge forward. Again, we want to try to keep the hips parallel to the floor. So as we kick up, keep your hips looking down. And then when you're ready, you can extend that right arm out in front of you. Beautiful, Nicole. I'm not catching my right side today. Woohoo! Good, coming right back in. Great. I'm just going to breathe here one more breath since I fell out. Good. And then release with control. Bring your hands back to your heart center. Bring the feet together. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale your hands at your sides. Beautiful. Coming back to the top of the mat. Inhale, take the arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge forward. Hands on either side of the feet. From here, just walk yourself back into downward dog. Bring the feet together on the mat behind you and inhale your right leg up. Exhale, bending through the right knee. Bring it forward and set it down behind your right wrist, preparing for Kapotasana, walking that left foot back and coming onto the right hip. Please, 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 please listen to your body here. If you're really rolling up on the side, place something underneath that hip. All right, onto your fingertips, lift your heart, look forward, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, go ahead and walk yourself forward, coming onto the elbows, or maybe even a little bit further down, settling into a nice stretch for the hip. Now, in yoga, our whole purpose is to be able to sit for longer and longer periods of time in meditation so that we can yoke our consciousness together with the supreme consciousness. So postures like Kapotasana, where we're getting some deep work in the hips, are really, really great preparatory poses for meditation. And even if you have to sit at a computer or a desk for long periods of your day, this is a great way to prepare the body for those long periods of sitting. Take 3 more nice even breaths here. Coming up onto your hands. Drawing the back toes underneath, lift that knee, and just step back into downward dog. Good. Feet together on the mat behind you. Inhale up your left leg. Exhale, bending into the left knee. Draw it forward, set it down behind your left wrist, and then just walk that back foot down. Noticing at first just the subtle differences happening from the left and right side. Maybe lift up onto your fingertips. Find a very, very gentle arch in the back. You can look up just a little bit. And then exhale, start to walk yourself forward, coming first onto the elbows. And if it's in your body today, you can walk yourself a little bit further down. Kapotasana not only prepares the body physically to sit in meditation for longer and longer periods, but it also prepares the mind. So as we lower the forehead and the heart towards the floor, this is an opportunity for the mind and the thinking and the logical processing to settle. And as the chitta vritti settles, there becomes more of an awareness of not only the happenings of the mind, but also the happenings of the breath and the physical body. Take 3 long breaths. Very gently coming back to a upright position, walking your hands open to either side of that left knee. And from here, just shift onto your left hip and swing your legs out in front of you. And start by just shaking them out. Good. And then let's come into this modified malasana, so drawing the knees up. And you can also do this on a block if you felt like that was more accessible for you. But coming into malasana here, so the elbows are inside the knees. Your toes should be in line with your knees. So if you've got a really wide stance, you want to make sure that the toes point out a little bit more. The more narrow your stance is, the more parallel your feet can become. Good. So here, just take a few deep breaths and find that same communication that we were working with in Vrikshasana, tree pose. So now we're finding it between the triceps and the inner part of the knees. Lengthening the spine, pressing down through the feet, squeezing the knees together so that the back can release. Good. And then just gently set yourself down and extend your left leg out. So we're going to do a modification of Janusirsasana this morning as well. So we're just going to step the right foot in, keep it parallel to the left leg, and take your left hand back behind you. Inhale up through your right arm, flex your left foot, and then slowly start to hinge forward over the left leg. And you want to try to go at a diagonal so that your right hand is reaching across to the outer edge of your left foot. And work your way down into whatever your body wants to do this morning. Consider reaching forward towards the foot through the crown of your head versus through your heart, or trying to pull yourself forward. Don't jut your chin forward. And eventually you want to take your gaze to the arm or to the wall behind you as you find that forward fold hinge over the left leg. Keep it active, keep the foot bright, and keep sending the center of your left hamstring towards the floor. We'll take 2 more breaths here. Don't let that right knee flare open. Keep pressing down through the right foot. Good. Reach out through that right arm, look forward, and then inhale, come all the way up. Good. Extend your right foot out and bring your left foot in. Right hand anchors behind you for support. Inhale up through the left arm, and then exhale, finding that forward hinge over the right leg, taking the left arm to the outer right edge, and folding nice and slowly over the right leg. Pressing down through the left foot as my gaze looks back behind me. 3 nice long breaths, still activating the quadricep and having a nice bright foot. This whole Janusirsasana is such a great posture to go. You can do it like 2 times on each side, which is really great for encouraging the proper flow through the large intestines, through the colon, that last part of digestion. Good. Reach out through the right arm. Inhale to sit all the way up and extend both legs out. Shake them out. Good. And then preparing for Paschimottanasana, just spinning the flesh of your thigh and quadricep and glute out so that you can sit right on your sits bones, flexing the feet. Inhale the arms up overhead, and then exhale to hinge forward, coming all the way down into whatever feels comfortable for you this morning. I'd like to just give you this option of putting a block just below your knees, stacking the forearms, and resting the forehead here. But still keeping the legs active. Right? Just because my torso, my head, and what seems like my mind can relax as I'm in this more relaxed effort, my legs are still efforting quite a bit. My feet are bright, my hamstrings are active and pressing towards the floor. So I'm able to find a sense of ecology in my body, where there's a part of me that's active and there's a part of me that's passive. And they're working together. Take 3 more nice long breaths here. And imagine as you do so that you're breathing from your tailbone up to the crown of the head. And as you exhale, from the crown all the way back down to the tail. Up and down the spine. Good, really activate those feet. Press the hamstrings into the floor. You might even find that your heels lift and then sit up. Walk yourself all the way up and place your hands just behind your hips with your fingertips facing forward and bend your knees, placing the feet on the floor. Good. From here, I want you to press into your hands, lift your hips up towards the ceiling, coming into this tabletop position. And then if it feels okay for you, you can gently and slowly let the head go back. Press the hips up towards the ceiling. This is a great counter posture for all those forward folds, and it's very strengthening for our back. Good. From here, set the hips down. Good. And we're just going to walk the feet forward a little bit. Shift right up onto your sits bones and extend your arms out in front of you, preparing for Naukasan or Navasan. Good. So from here, we're going to lean back just a little bit more. Lift the feet up so that the shins are parallel to the mat. You don't want to roll onto your sacrum. You want to stay up on those sits bones. And take another breath. And then from here, set your feet down one at a time. And roll your spine all the way down. Good. Okay. From here, extend your left foot out and take your right foot up towards the ceiling. Nice bright foot. Take a hold of the back of the right hamstring and gently pull the right toes towards the forehead. Good. Keeping this left foot also active. And gently let go. Release it all the way down. And inhale the left leg up. Gently take a hold of the back of the left hamstring and draw the toes towards the face. You can even think of placing your right hand on top of your right thigh to press that down so there's no rolling open. We're just reaching through both feet as we draw the left foot towards the face. And release. Good. Please draw the right knee into your chest. Pavanmuktasana on the right side. Really deep breath in, engaging the ascending colon with your right thigh. We're also activating the liver and the gallbladder with this pressure into the right side. Good, release. Take the left knee into the chest. Now we're getting the descending colon, so that part of the colon that's really on the emptying process, eliminating all of the unused food substance. And now we're also targeting the spleen and the head of the pancreas. The pancreas does glucose metabolism and balance in the body. It's about sugar metabolism. It also is part of our water carrying channels. Good. Go ahead and release. Set that foot down and bring your right ankle to the top of the left knee. And then bring the left knee in, thread your hands through to the back of the left hamstring and gently pull the knee towards you. Good. Now we're getting a nice stretch to the back of that right hip. A little bit of softening from our Kapotasana pigeon pose. Release, switch sides. Nice deep breath in. Long breath out. Good. From here, go ahead and place both feet down. Take your feet a little bit wider than your hips. And let's just do a little gentle gliding back and forth, taking the knees side to side. Good. Knees up through the center. Step your feet together and bring your heels close and tight to your glutes, preparing for bridge pose. Arms are at your sides. And from here, go ahead and already tuck your shoulders a little bit underneath you. And as you do that, don't move them down away from the ears. Think about trying to get them tucked up close to the ears. Yeah. Good. Arms are at your sides. Let's go ahead and reach the fingertips towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, start to press into the feet, finding lightness in the hips as they float up and away from the floor. Good. Keep pressing up. Maybe you roll onto the tops of the shoulders. Go ahead and extend your arms and maybe interlace your fingers underneath you. You can walk your shoulders a little bit closer together, maybe find a little bit more lift in the hips as the chin falls away from the chest. Let's stay here for 3 nice long breaths. In through the nose, out through the nose. Good. Okay, go ahead and unlace your fingers. Step your shoulders out. Slowly set the hips down. And then hug your knees into your chest. Take the forehead to the knees. Great. Okay. Go ahead and set your feet back down, head down. And now for just a little bit of an inversion practice. If you have a block, that's what we're going to use. But if you don't have a block, you can just send your feet up towards the ceiling, soles of the feet towards the ceiling. And you want to try to keep yourself maintaining this little arch in the low back. So you're not flattening the back like this. This also, you can see on screen that I'm not in a right angle here. But if I take my sacrum to the floor, now I'm more in a 90-degree angle in my hips. All right, so that's without a block. If you have a block, starting from preparatory for bridge pose, pressing into the feet, lifting the hips off the floor, we're going to come onto the medium heights on your block. Remember, this is low, medium, and high. So medium, placing the block right underneath your sacrum, so it's that flat, long bone at the bottom of the spine. And then draw one knee in, then the other. Take the feet up towards the ceiling, and your arms can rest at your sides. Good. So we'll take 3 breaths here. Close the eyes. So we're going to do inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. One more time. Good, we'll stay here for 1 more minute. So maybe you want to separate the feet a little bit apart. Maybe you want to move the ankles. Maybe you want to stretch and squeeze your toes. Good. And just take some nice deep breaths, settling breaths, as your heart gets like the tiniest little break. Okay, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, let the knees come into the chest. Place your feet down on the floor. If you're on a block, lift, slide it out, set your hips down. Good. One more time, let's hug the knees into the chest, take the forehead up towards your knees, and give yourself a nice big hug. Set your feet down. Take your arms out to a T position. Good, and then bring the shins or the knees up and slowly lower them to the left as you look over your right shoulder. Good, again, 3 breaths here, same as in bridge throat pose, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And as you exhale out the mouth, really let the tongue soften and surrender into the lower jaw. And make a little sound. One more. Good. Slowly come out, bringing the knees up through the center. Maybe set the feet down to realign your spine and shoulders. Bring the knees back up and take them over to the right. And then look out over your left shoulder. And 3 deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Gently coming out, looking up at the ceiling first, then bringing the knees up. Set your feet down, straighten out your spine, and then take your legs all the way out. Arms are by your sides and settle in for Shavasana. That is like the most healing puppy I've ever met. I haven't even met him yet. But he comes and puts his paw on your heart. That's multiple times we've seen him do that. It's so sweet. All right. So let's just take a moment as we're settling in to remember the purpose of Shavasana, this corpse pose, and that it's designed in our yoga practice to go through a whole lifetime in one session, in one practice. And that corpse pose is the end of life. It is an opportunity for us to practice dying, which is very scary for our culture. It's a little taboo to talk about. But I think it's a good idea because it's such a fearful point of energy in our life, in our culture, and it really doesn't need to be. It's like the only for sure thing that we're all going to have to do. Be born and die. And it's just a shedding of this physical form. We are eternal beings, so there is no birth and there is no death. It's believed in the yoga and Tibetan books of the dead that there's a specific process that happens when we go through the dying process as our consciousness is making its way out of this body. So we'll work with a little bit of exercise in that intention today. So first, just scan over your body, what we know as our physical body, and see if you can look at it from all angles, from the inside out, from the outside in, from all sides, from all directions. Your whole self, including your thoughts and your emotions. Just hold your whole self in your awareness for 2 breaths. And now instruct your parts, as you are the master of this ship. Instruct your toes to relax. Instruct your feet to relax. Your ankles, your shins and your calf. Ask them all to soften, to surrender. The knees relax. The thighs, the hamstrings, and the glutes all relax. Hips, belly, ribs, back, chest, shoulders, the whole torso softening and relaxing, shifting as we let go of tension. Soften your shoulders, your biceps and your triceps. Relax your elbows, your forearms, your hands and all your fingers. Soften your throat, your chin, your face, your tongue, your eyes, your forehead. All surrendering. Feel your mind soften. Feel your emotions nulling. So it's believed that we enter and exit through our senses, and that they become aware and disappear in a specific order as we move in and out of the body. And it's believed that Our hearing is the last thing to go. So let's all just take a moment to connect with our sense of smell. And just gently noticing maybe your own oils or perfumes. Maybe there's some flower scents blowing around or incense. Our sense of smell is connected to the earth element. It's the particles of sweet. It gives us the sweet taste, those earth and water particles. The sweet smell. Good. Now shift your attention to your sense of taste. This is connected to the water element. And just notice the saliva and your tongue, the space of your mouth, the perceptive field of your tongue that experiences sweet, sour, salty, pungent, bitter, and astringent. Shifting once more now to your sense of vision. Not necessarily opening the eyes, but gazing into the light that's coming in through the eyelids. And noticing our ability to perceive light, to perceive movement, and to perceive form. Shifting again now to your sense of touch, connected to the air element. Just noticing where your body's touching the floor or your mat. How the clothes feel on your skin as your body is breathed. Maybe you can feel your own breath on your face or your chest. And shifting one more time now to your sense of hearing, connected to the ether or space element. At first, just notice the sounds that are closest to you, and then spiral out, noticing the sounds in the rooms that surround you, in your home, in your building, on your block, in your community. Noticing all the sounds in and around you. As you're noticing all those sounds, I want you to start now to incorporate Ujjayi breathing. So constricting gently the back of the throat and getting that ocean-like sound from the breath. As you're still able to notice all of the other sounds, I want you to anchor your attention or your awareness on the sound of your breath. Still noticing all the other sounds in the background, but your breath being your chosen sound of focus. We'll rest here for a few moments, just listening to the sound of our life, our breath. Go ahead and soften or release the Ujjayi breath. Just let all control and awareness of the breath dissipate as you become more and more aware of your whole self, your physical self, your subtle self, your emotional self. Holding all of you in your awareness. Take 3 deep breaths. Really filling up the belly, packing lots of breath in. And with each exhalation, starting to move the fingers and toes, waking the body back up slowly, moving the ankles, wrists, elbows, knees, and nose. Bending the knees, reaching the arms up overhead, get a nice stretch. And then for this class, just notice which one of your nostrils feels more open. So close the right, take a few breaths just through the left. And do the same on the opposite side. Just comparing the two, which one's more open. You're going to roll to that side. So my right nostril was more open. I'm going to roll to my right side so that my left side can open up more and equal out. And then gently, when you're ready, pressing back up to a seated posture. Any comfortable posture. Great. Bringing your hands together in front of your heart. I'm going to close class with a student-teacher prayer, but I encourage you that if you're feeling nice and settled, that you consider staying here for 5, 10, or even 15 minutes longer. You're posed, you are prepared well for some nice meditation. Sahanau vavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, saha viryam karavavahai, tejasvina vaditamastu, ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste, beautiful beings. May you honor yourselves and your community and be in joy all day.